Squares and Square Roots, Part 5, by Jeff Simpson, MasteryLearningSystems.com. A guided discovery lesson. In this video, you'll see what squares and square roots have to do with area and perimeter. Mastery of parts 1, 2, and 4 of this series is prerequisite for success with this new lesson. This lesson refers to the square maker, which is a page from my book, Squares, Roots, and Exponents, available online at MasteryLearningSystems.com or TeachersPayTeachers.com. If you look carefully at the square maker, you can see that it is made up of lots of small squares. Let's get a close-up look at just one of the squares. A square has four sides: a right side, a left side, a top side, and a bottom side. A square has four corners. Each corner is a right angle. A right angle is 90 degrees, so there's 90 degrees in the upper left, 90 degrees in the upper right, in the lower right, and the lower left. Whether they are large or small, all squares have four equal sides and four 90-degree angles. A square is still a square, even if it's rotated to face a different direction. It doesn't have to lie flat. It can be rotated, and it's still a square. If you remove the inside area of the square, you're left with just the four sides that frame the square. Each of the four sides is the same length. If you rearrange the four sides end to end, you get a straight line. This combination of the four sides is called the perimeter of the square. If the top side is 5 inches long, the other sides are also 5 inches long because it is a square. If the top side is 5 inches long, then the perimeter is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 inches long. That's 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 20. Well, there's 4 5s, so you could just do that faster and say 4 times 5 is 20. So the perimeter is 20 inches. If the top side is 3 feet long, then the perimeter is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 12, or 4 times 3 is 12. A little faster to multiply than to add, but you get the same result. The perimeter of that square would be 12 feet. If the top side is 10 yards long, then the perimeter is 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 yards long, which is 40, or 4 times 10 is 40. The perimeter is 40 yards. But you don't have to rearrange the four sides end to end to know that. You can just leave them where they are. If the top side is, well, let's say 6 centimeters long, then the perimeter must be 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 centimeters long, which is 24. Same as 4 times 6, because there's 4 6s. Perimeter is 24 centimeters. But you don't have to write 6 on every side of the square to know that. You can just write the measurement on one side, because they're all the same. What is the perimeter of this square? Well, the top side is 8 meters. Well, it's going to be 4 times 8, which is 32. Perimeter would be 32 meters. You don't have to add 8 4 times, 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus. You can just multiply 4 times 8. Well, what is the perimeter of this rectangle? It has 10 meters across the top, but the side is only 5. 10 plus 10, 5 plus 5, put them all together, is 30 meters. So the perimeter of this rectangle is 30 meters. Notice the multiplying shortcut does not work with a rectangle because the sides are not all the same length. So you cannot say 4 times 10 or 4 times 5 because there's 2 10s and 2 5s. Square and rectangle works differently in this regard. You can draw a diagonal inside the square going from one corner to another. Is the diagonal the same length as the sides? Well, let's find out. No, the diagonal is longer. Now, let's look at the area inside the square. The lines around the square make the perimeter. Let's take them away. And the area inside the square is called, well, the area. If an area measures 1 inch in every direction, 1 inch across the top, 1 inch along the right side, 1 inch at the bottom, 1 inch on the left side, the area is called 1 square inch. A square inch is a little bigger than a postage stamp. If an area measures, let's say 1 foot in every direction, that would be the length of a ruler, which is about the size of an adult foot. Then the area is called 1 square foot. 1 square foot is about the same size as the floor tiles used in many schoolrooms. If you put 2 square inches side by side, you get a rectangle with an area of 2 square inches. The area is 2 square inches. That's how many square inches it would take to fill that rectangular area. If you put 2 more square inches down below, you get a square with an area of 4 square inches. Here's our square. Now we can remove each of the 4 square inches. The area is 4 square inches. Now it just looks like one big area, but we know in our imagination what is making it up. And the bottom side measures 2 inches. If the bottom side of a square measures 3 inches, how many square inches are in the area inside? Well, let's think about that. We know that the bottom side is 3 inches, so the right side is also 3 inches. Well, there's 1 square inch. Looks like there's going to be a lot of them. It takes 3 of them to fill up the top. There's a 4th. Can you tell right now how many there will be? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The area contains 9 square inches. The bottom side is 3. The area is 3 squared, which is 9. You can show 3 squared on your square maker with 2 blank papers. 3 squared is 9. Notice the bottom side of the square is 3 boxes wide. If the side of a square measures 4 inches, how many square inches are in the area inside? Well, the side is 4. The area will be 4 squared, which is 16. Yep, the area is 16 square inches. Let's draw lines so you can see all those square inches that are inside this big area. Yep, 4 rows of 4.